Please.
Okay.
You may start.
Okay. Good afternoon, dear participants, dear our partners and students. Glad to see you. Glad to see you, Miss Dr. Dwiyani Sudaryanti. Thank you that good afternoon. Thank you that you agreed to teach our students with your interesting team. So let's start. I can say that continue today's our webinar. Today, Dr. Dwiyani Sudaryanti, Secretary of Accounting Department, Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Islam Malang, will have speech on team behavioral finance, its relevance during pandemic case in Indonesia. Please, Doctor, start. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Zulayho Kodirova.
Yeah.
May I ask you first, how much time do you have? How much time do I have?
It's up to you, doctor. It's up to you. Yes,
Okay.
it's up to you. Dear participants, I'm sorry, doctor. Dear participants, if you have any questions, any discussions, please feel free to ask it or to write it in the chat box, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. First of all, thank you for the opportunity. The Honorable Vice Rector of Tashkent State University of Oriental Study, Associate Professor Dr. Elyor Makhmudov, and then the Honorable Dean of Faculty of Economic and Business Unisma, Ibu Nurdiana S.A.M.Si, and then the Honorable Moderator of this webinar, Associate Professor Dr. Zulayho Kodirova, and then also my warmest greetings to you all students of Tashkent State University or other audience who attend this discussion.
Thank you.
In this time, we will discuss about behavioral finance, especially behavioral finance research, and we will discuss its relevance during pandemic. Let me start with introduction with the background of my writing. First of all, as we already know that we have attacked by corona, and at the late December 2019, and then it widespread to our world, and also it attacked to Indonesia, and Indonesia first detected on 2nd of March, and it becomes growing bigger, the number of the patient of COVID-19, and from my searching, it's almost 1600. It is a very sad condition actually, but our government has some policy about it. First one, they applied large-scale social restriction, or in Indonesia we mention it as PSBB, pembatasan skala besar. It means that our community has a special restriction to go to some to other area, because we have to restrict the spread of the virus. And then in the second stage, government make a national emergency status as the proof of the seriousness of the government to handle the coronavirus. And then the last one, because of many controversial situation, our President Joko Widodo decided to arrange us to make a new normal life. Means to solve the problem between economic consideration and then healthy consideration. He thinks that with new adaptation to the situation, adapting new normal life, it will solving the problem. We can gain our economic back while stay to keep healthy, even though in the condition of the coronavirus pandemic. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm letting changing the slide. And then, what is the effect of the pandemic to people's behavior? As Gintings mentioned in his article, the pandemic has changed people in many ways, such as in healthy life behavior, behavior in using technology, behavior in education, behavior in using social media, and then consumption behavior, working behavior, and then the last one in socio-religious behavior. In this um, in this explanation, we already know that pandemic has a very wide effect in changes people behavior. Almost all aspect of the life of the people has the effect of the coronavirus. First, healthy life behavior. In this situation, we are pushed to more concern on our food, taking exercise regularly, washing hand, and many more. I believe in Uzbekistan is also do the same protocol. We call here as a healthy protocol or protokol kesehatan. We have to follow the rule. And then the second changes behavior is behavior in using technology. Corona has changed our behavior in using technology from our need. Before the corona, technology is only as a maybe tertiary or secondary need. But after the corona, we have to live with the technology. So we can assume that technology is also a primary need, just like food and then drink and house. I think that, and then the next one, behavior in education. Just like we are doing now. This is the example of changing behavior in education. I think online learning is not an alternative way of learning anymore, but it is a primary, because if we don't do an online learning, we can do a learning process. So there are many consequences of the requirement in pandemic life. For example, me as a lecturer, I have to study a little bit about technology, how to make a presentation, how to deliver my material to student, and how to use the technology in an effective way. So the purpose of the learning is achieved. And then the next is behavior in using social media. I believe using social media is quite popular in around the world. But here in because of pandemic situation, social media has become more important, not only for social life, but also we need it as marketing tools. Maybe we need it as um, a function of our psychological need, such as expression of our existence. So we can many self-expression in social media, even for maybe for political tools. We can see many campaign during election. All are using social media. And then changes in consumption behavior. I have upload consumption behavior of Indonesian people. They are mentioned that in a healthy product, they are need to make more consumption, and then in food, and then in for, for the internet, and then food and beverage, electricity, but in public transportation and in fuel, uh, the survey shows that our people are not making big changes because they have to stay at home. So not all consumption make an increase, but there are also a decrease. And then in working behavior, as I already mentioned before, that our president, Mr. Joko Widodo, are allowed us to back to work again, means office in office, but we have to obey the rule. Uh, some rule that we have to obey to solve the problem between economic need and healthy need. So there are many rules to follow. We have to follow is if we are committed to work in office. And then the last one, including changes in social or religious behavior. And I think it's little bit in Indonesia, it's little bit debatable for the first when our government apply this rule, because Indonesian people usually like to uh, what is it make uh, make a group meeting, and our Indonesian may call it kumpul-kumpul. So when we are required to a little bit make a distance between a friend, it feels like, what is it? It is not me. I don't like being like this. It is very challenging to our culture. But as the time passes by, our community become uh, more getting used to it, to the new behavior. So, what is the importance of the changing behavior? The effect of changing behavior is we can mention it in many ways, but I will focus on economy because I think the economic effect is the most concern in our country. this one, I divide 4 effects of the changing behavior to economy. First one is when we are in new behavior means people are having a new need, and based on that new need, this is means new business opportunity. In Indonesia, before pandemic, actually we never concerned about masker, but after pandemic, there are huge demand for masker. So this is a very good business opportunity for some people. So it grows the new business for the community. And then the second effect, this is not new need, but it makes a bigger need, bigger demand of some product. So the effect is the business has to expand it existing business. What's the example of this business? For example, in application, online application, because of many people are restricted to go anywhere, so they are need help from another person to deliver or to buying something for him or her. So the application, business application, online application is very expanding, very growing business during pandemic. And also in Indonesia, a learning application like Ruang Guru, it is also bigger during pandemic. And the third changes behavior, the implication of changes behavior. This is the third one, and the fourth one is actually not in positive way, because new behavior also means omitting some need or limiting some needs. Why? Because for example, when in normal life we are easy to go to vacation, but in pandemic we can't go anywhere we like. So the need of vacation are limited, and it means for the business it has implication of decreasing the business, or maybe even stop their business. Why? The last one, primarily because of they can handle the fixed costs. Usually the business in vacation or hotel, and then luxury and other luxury aspect, they have a very big fixed cost. So if they want to recover their fixed cost, they need more customer, and this one can be achieved during pandemic. So the choice is stop business or decreasing the business. Based on that phenomena, how the effect of changing behavior to economy, we can conclude that on the perspective from the perspective of research, there are many new behavior. There are many new way of life reveals that react to respond pandemic situation. So this is actually from the research perspective, these are very valuable data. We can use it in our research to enrich our field of research. Primarily data that born in the first period of pandemic, because this is a very natural response to the situation that unpredictable before. If we can grab them well, it will really enrich our field of research. Maybe if your field is on marketing strategy or in consumer behavior, on in financial field, you can use the data to your each of your field. And how we can use the data? Of course, we have to make research. Let's go back to the what is research. I mentioned from sekarang 2007. Research is a systematic and organized effort to investigate a specific problem that needs a solution. In research, we can divide into two categories: basic research or applied research. Basic research have purpose to expand knowledge and then to develop universal principles. And then applied research purpose to improve understanding and then to create solution. These kind of research are needed to understand well because it has different purposes. And then we have already know that as a research is a systematic and organized effort, so we have to make it in certain stages that are well organized. First one, we have to identify area of research that we want to make, and then after that we select the topic, formulate a research objective, and then we are deciding approach, which approach we want to go. Is it a qualitative approach or quantitative approach? After that, we formulate the plan. I mean, this is make a research design, and then after that, collecting information, analyzing data, and last one is presenting the finding. From all stages from the research, we have to pay some consideration to some stages in our research. First one, for me, we have to make our perspective on data is suitable to the condition during pandemic. Remember that data gathered in pandemic situation is not born from normal situation. So don't expect that our data will born in a normal population just like in a normal situation. That's first one. And then the second one, research objective, research methodology, and then collecting data. These three stages actually are interrelated, and this one needs some consideration because we have to remember about the healthy protocol have to follow by the researcher. I mean, when we are state that the research objective is to predict or maybe to correlate, we have to make a research methodology that support the research objective. And then after we are studying the research methodology, we are in a more operational stages, collecting data. In this stages, we are really really have to consider the healthy protocol. For example, when we are want to make a prediction research objective, and then we are making the prediction using a quantitative approach. To use the quantitative approach, it means that we have to make the data in a quantitative information. So we have to choose the method of collecting data that fits to that research methodology. If we want to make, if we choose documentation collecting data, it will be safer from the perspective of healthy protocol. But if you want to make it a survey, you have to make it sure that the data that you are collected is safe enough for you as a researcher not to be attacked by the coronavirus. So maybe you can use technology to help you getting the data. Maybe you can use email, or maybe you can use WhatsApp, maybe a WhatsApp application to get the data you need. So the third consideration is interrelated. So it's need to be pay more attention because of the healthy protocol we have to follow. And then why I bring our topic in behavioral finance research. First one, because in finance research, all of the aspect of our lives is affected in a financial sector. So I think that when we are focusing in a finance research, we can give a bigger effect to other sector than financial. And then as the changes in behavior affect in financial sector, so data of financial sector actually represent behavior of the capital market players. For example, investor, analyst, and financial institution. And it supported by Libby 202. Price will seem more likely to represent an average of all traders' belief. And then the second reason is the critic from Brooks et al. 2019. They are critics that finance research has become so abstract and has no related or has a little related to the real world issues. So I think this in this moment in the pandemic situation, with by using behavioral finance research, we can prove that we can give more to our society. And then the third consideration, theories that build we are usually used in research before pandemic is built from normal condition. This is a good opportunity to affirm the theory. Is the theory still relevant to be used in changing behavior in a pandemic? So what is behavioral financial research? Behavioral financial research is different from other financial research because it has different human assumption. In traditional financial research, humans are assumed as a homo economicus or as a perfect human capability. They have no emotion. They can produce the information well without any bias or any not economic consideration. Behavioral finance research attempt to explain and increase understanding of the reasoning pattern of investor, including the emotional process involved, and the degree to which they influence the decision-making process. Or in other words, behavioral financial research explain what, why, and how of finance and investing from a human perspective. Once again, this is the basic assumption in behavioral finance research, the perspective from human perspective. I quoted from Ricciardi and Simon 200. What is the foundation of behavioral finance? Behavioral finance are uh, mixed from finance, of course, and then psychology, and then also sociology. Because the concern of behavioral finance not only individual but also collect, uh, collecting of individuals, such as an institution or corporate. Because of behavioral finance are using psychology and sociology as theory, we borrow their theory to predict, to explain, and to understand the phenomena in financial world, like prospect theory, theory of regret, theory of cognitive dissonance, anchoring, loss aversion, and problem of inertia. For example, prospect theory. This theory discusses about how human behavior is changing when we are judging risk under uncertainty. And then theory of regret, how people emotional reaction to having made an error of a judgment. How the theory applied to the research? I will show you the example of many research during the using the theory. For example, Coachman and Palace, 1997. Investor in underperforming funds are reluctant to admit that they are made a bad investment decision. So they sell the funds more quickly. And then from Lim and Kumar, 2005, investors who execute more trades exhibit weaker disposition effect and hold diversified portfolio. And also many more financial research. So what is if we believe that behavioral finance research is so relevant to the pandemic situation, what is the challenge to do the research? First one is the moment. Timing is important. I mean, pandemic condition is not an recurring event, so we have to grab it well and catch the data, the response of the people in such a certain situation. And then the second one is data availability. Because of timing is so restricted, and at the same time, not all the data is available on that time. Not all data can be recorded daily. Not all firms are ready for the data, has the technology to support the data. So we have to consider the data availability. And then the last one, as I mentioned before, is related with research design. We have to be aware of the healthy protocol. And last one, I can conclude that doing research during pandemic is almost the same as in a normal situation actually. But because of situation, we have to more attention on our perspective or perspective of our data. And then because of healthy protocol, we have to more attention on research methodology. And the second one, pandemic is an extraordinary event. Many theories built in a normal situation. So doing research during pandemic is a good opportunity to affirm the theories. And then the third conclusion, I quote from Fromlet 2001. Behavioral finance has the potential to be valuable supplement to classical and neoclassical financial theory, which currently dominates financial analysis. Behavioral finance explains many reactions on financial market that appear to be contrary to conventional theory and can thus make an important contribution to avoidance of serious mistakes and to finding investment strategies. And then it also can make a contribution to improve asset performance. Okay, thank you very much. I give time back. I'll give my time to moderator again.
Thank
Professor
you,
Dr.
dear
Zulayho.
doctor. Thanks a lot. Such interesting speech. You're right. All countries in the world are affected by pandemic. I think there is no country which was not affected. And the topic is really interesting. Thanks a lot. I think we have questions. So the first question is, excuse me, I want to ask a question, very interesting discussion regarding financial behavior research during pandemic. My question about is the topic, please give some advance how millennials, especially students who don't have personal income yet, can manage finance properly and not overspending, for example, in online shop, then how to make it a good research topic. Thank you very much, Madam Dwiyani, and have Unisma. Interesting question.
Okay, thank you. May I know who's they make a question? What's the name of the?
The name of the student?
Yeah. Is it possible?
Ahsanov Takvimovic.
Okay, thank you. Okay, as I can catch the question, the student has, Asanov has two kind of question. First one is how millennial can arrange or make financial management during this pandemic, because there are many attractive, maybe attractive promotion, flash sale, and so on, so they can manage it well. First one, of course, it is related to, I think it is related to style of life. When the millennial has priority in funding and priority in spending their fund, I think they can control it. as long as they have a certain objective to be achieved when we are using the fund, I think as long as they have a strong belief on that objective, the millennials won't be distracted by the flash sales or and promo and others. I understand that many information that running in around us is very huge, and sometimes we are confused about that. But by holding strong on our objective, we make a priority which one is important, which one is actually we are needed, not only we want. We have to spare it from our need and from our wants. In that way, we can manage our funds in a good way. I think that. And then the second one, how to finding research topic that interest in a pandemic situation. First one, because pandemic situation is, as I mentioned before, that pandemic situation is very special event. It's not a recurring event. So when you related the changes behavior to your field, and you can show the importance of that changes behavior in your field, I think this is a very interesting topic. For example, as we know that in the first month, maybe 2 months, first 2 months in Indonesia, pandemic, and maybe in March and April, this is the event that you have to catch up the data well, because on that situation, people are still not really realize about what happened around them. So we can grab the data about their spontaneous response to the situation. And that spontaneous response is very valuable to our research, because it challenges the theory that we already use in a normal condition. For example, theory of buying. Usually, theory of buying mention that price is very primary uh, primary factor that the consumer choose. But when in a pandemic situation, is it still relevant? Is it still the same that price is the very primary option for the customer? You can frame the theory, you can explain, or maybe you can add some variables that are relevant to the behavior of the customer during the pandemic. I hope that helps answer the question. Thank you. Back to
Thank you.
Dr. Zulayho. Okay.
Thank you. And the next question, please. The question by Shahnoz Abdullayeva from Tashkent State University of Oriental Studies. Thank you for your interesting lecture. How do you think, what kind of social problems can government decide in behavioral economy?
I'm sorry, can you repeat it again?
How do you think, what kind of social problems can government decide in behavioral economy? Maybe how government to solve, I think it will.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Okay. In Indonesia, I think each government has their own policy, I think. But in Indonesia, as I know, our government always apply the policy that they think fit to the situation. I mean, when in the early of pandemic, honestly, in the first of March, we are not really so panic. So we are not so strict in uh, controlling people to do something. So the policy at the time is only restriction, but in a certain area only, such as only in Jakarta, the capital of Indonesia, and then other big city, because at that time our government believed that other area is still safe. So only the certain area is only needed to be controlled. That is the first policy. And then after the time is passing by, and Indonesia has a very fast number. The increased number of the patient is very high, and then at the time and that at the time at that time, and then the government changes his policy. It becomes as national emergency status. It becomes global. I mean, not global word, but global in Indonesia, because almost all area in Indonesia has infected by coronavirus. So at the time, controlled by head office in Indonesia, and help, and then a governor, yeah, the governor, and okay, and then helped by the governor or the major of is each area. And then the third policy, after our government considering the effect of coronavirus primarily to economic sector, our government thinks that this is won't be good anymore if we are restricting anybody from their work. It really kills the many sectors, primarily on the little and middle level of economy. So after that, I think our government has doing great responsibility. They decided to make a win-win solution between healthy consideration and economic consideration. So as we know, today we are in a new normal life situation. We can go back to work again, but with a really tight rule of healthy protocol. I think that's maybe that can
Yeah.
helps the answer the question.
Yeah, thank you. And the next question is, what research do you do in your university in pandemic? Maybe she wants to ask in the topic of pandemic, which are maybe research are done by your university.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the question. Actually, yeah. I'm doing my research. I want to. My purpose is to affirm. Is the investor is still has the same behavior before pandemic and after pandemic. I mean, in pandemic. I want to know that is the theory of prospect theory. I'm using prospect theory. Is prospect theory can explain the changes behavior, especially investor behavior, before they are in pandemic condition and after in pandemic condition. What interesting to me is because some we can see that many capital market is going down very sharp, but inside the that behavior we can find that many investors still feels optimist, still feels positive about the economy. I want to reveal this behavior. Is it because of there is changes way of see the prospect or other factor? Yes, I'm still doing the research but honestly it hasn't finished yet because of many situation. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Dear doctor, I think there are a lot of questions or maybe remarks in chat box, but I think they are in Indonesian language. Maybe our partners will help. There are a lot of messages in chat box. I think there are questions or remarks. In our Zoom chat box, there are questions in Indonesian language.
Oh, okay. I think it's not a question. It's only not of attendance. Yes, because
okay, note of attendance. Okay.
no question. Yeah. Okay.
I got it. And if you don't mind, I have one question, please, if you don't mind. A really interesting topic. You talked about the changings of people's behavior, yes, and you talked that it affects to social religious behavior of people. Can you give more information? How does people's social religious behavior change in terms of pandemic?
Okay, very interesting question. I'll show you. May I share this? Wait, I will share my screen again.
Yes. Yeah, this one.
Yeah. Do you have same experiment in Uzbekistan like this?
You mean experiment?
No, experience. Sorry, experiment. Experience. Sorry.
Experience. I don't know. I couldn't imagine this changing. That's why I asked. Maybe
okay. So
we don't follow it.
Oh, I see. So there are no changes in social religious behavior in Uzbekistan. All are working as the same as before.
I think no.
Oh,
what about in Indonesia?
Yeah. In Indonesia, actually, our people are very very what is it?
Kind.
No, they like to make a group. They want they really like to make a conversation, talking each other, and doing something with neighbors. In Indonesia, is it very common to do that?
Yeah.
And then when it it um it it is implemented in salat berjamaah, praying together in the mosque. But
Yeah.
yeah, but during
Okay.
pandemic,
Okay.
that situation,
Yeah.
that culture has to be break for a while because of healthy consideration, and I think this is the very hard job for our government because, as you know, the cultural is not changes so easily. We have to uh, convince our social to make the way of dating, and I think this is really hard to do. For example,
Yeah.
some when in the consideration of healthy, when we are praying together in the mosque, we have to make a special distance, and for some people this is wrong, this is not right, so they keep doing as before. There's it's really hard to convince the some people because it's connected with their faith, and then many and other interesting the reveals behavior, social behavior is as you see on the picture, first picture. uh, yeah. The spirit of helping each other is still the same, but in a safer way. We want to help who is has a very big and bad effect from corona by doing what we are uh, donate our maybe our money, but in this case we are donate our goods, such as eggs, vegetables, or flour or oil, and then put it in the public places. Anyone can have it freely. That is social behavior that reveal during the pandemic, and it is um, very very nature. I mean, it is born from the spirit of helping each other in our community.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
I got what you want to say. So
Yes.
really, such trends are also happened in terms of Uzbekistan as well. Really,
Oh,
yes, I'm agree with you. And the next question from our chat box, we know that the COVID. Khalil of Jawahir from Tashkent asks, we know that the COVID has an effect on all spheres. What field do you think, or what type of business can be the first to leave this problem? What type of business can be the first to leave this problem?
uh, uh, I'm sorry. I can you mention
What
it again?
type of he asks what type of business can win the pandemic first one? What type of business?
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. The first business, the business that's affected most. Okay. Oh, I see. I see. I think thank you for the question. I think the key is on the ability to adapt to the situation. We can see many strategies born during the pandemic. For example, usually Pizza Hut always stay at their store, but now we can find them easily on the street. It is it is the way they have to do, because if they don't do that, if they can adapt to the new situation, they they will die. So they have to change their strategy. The point is to adapt to the new situation. So I think any business can be survived as long as they can adapt to the new situation. How they can adapt? They have to be creative, such as using technology. I think technology is very useful tools, and as a weapon to make our product still operating, still operating. Yeah. So the key is uh, ability to adapt. I think that's my answer.
Thank you. And another student's question, Jasur Bek. Thank you for your lecture. These days, offline education is safe in this pandemic situation. What do you think? He asks your opinion regarding online and offline education. What do you think, which one is better?
Oh, it's a very very interesting. I want to say that it is safe because I miss. I miss offline lecturing. I can laughing with my students and then making games or anything that cannot be done in online situation. But honestly, it depends on the area or on the area uh, that are affected by corona. In Indonesia, uh, we have pengelompokan categorization of the uh, grouping of area. Which one is safe area? Which one is in danger area? Usually is represented by the color. The green color area is a safe one, and that circumstances we can say that offline learning is safe. But in red area means the dangerous area, because there are many people affected by coronavirus on that area. I think it is not safe. So online learning is better, even though I don't know about the effectiveness, but I think for this time, uh, we have to make a priority between healthy and effectiveness. So, meanwhile, for temporary time, we have to choose which one is our priority. So, that is my question. It's depend on the how safe the area for the offline learning. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Uh, One more question from Tashkent. Durdana Al-Muhamedova asks, thank you for interesting lecture. I want to ask, how does reflect pandemic situation on tourism industry in Indonesia? Thank you one more time. how does reflect pandemic situation on tourism industry in Indonesia?
Okay, thank you. I think tourism is also interesting research topic in Uzbekistan, right? Because you have faculty of tourism. Okay. In Indonesia, one sector that affected most by coronavirus is tourism, because many places in Indonesia, you can maybe sometimes you can visit here, but because of restriction from our government in the early of March, as I mentioned before, uh, due to the spread of the coronavirus, this this industry, this tourism industry is drop, maybe as I have read, maybe about 70%. But after we are in a new normal policy, the tourism is getting better, and it start to back to normal situation, but not the same, not in 100%. I think, I mean, but it start to grows, not not as that, not as worth as before. So I can see, you know that Malang is a city of tourism, one of city of tourism in Indonesia. I can see that many people began to make a travel to Malang. So I think all industry, I mean, tourism industry become better again during this new normal situation. Even though they are still need to follow the healthy protocol. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. A really interesting topic and really interesting discussion. Thank you so much, dear doctor. Thank you so much for your presentation and to your answers. Our colleagues ask you ask you to share your presentation. Is it possible or not?
Oh,
Can you
okay.
share your presentation? Is it possible?
Oh, okay. Really? Sure, sure. Is it possible? I'm sorry. Sure. Is it
Okay,
possible?
if it's possible. Thank you so much, dear doctor. Thank you so much. I think we can over our webinar for today. Our next webinar will be on 22nd of December. Thanks a lot, all participants, our partners, guests, and students. And doctor, please. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. I see you.
See you.
Bye.